Good morning to all. We'll start fourth session, diversity in living organisms. So in our previous class, we started about kingdom Plantae. So in kingdom Plantae, we first understood about Thallophyta and Bryophyta in our yesterday's class. So we understood that Thallophyta, which does not have a thallus body, that means root, stem and leaves are not differentiated in them. So, and those are almost aquatic, not almost. Thallophytas are nothing but they are aquatic plants, right? Without vascular bundles of tissues. Then we move to the next one, Bryophyta. Bryophyta have a thallus body, that means they have differentiated body type. Not fully developed, but yes, they do have root, stem and leaves. So they are called as amphibians of Plantae kingdom, right? Because they can live both in water and on land. So those are also called as ornamental plants. So those also are non-vascular tissues, correct? Thallophyta, Bryophyta do not produce seeds also. We know this. That is why they reproduce through spore formation. We understood what is spore formation type of reproduction. Now we'll move on to the next one. So what we studied was without vascular tissues. So in today's class, we will study with vascular tissues. So when we talk about with vascular tissues, there again we have a bifurcation. Do not produce seeds and produce seeds. And in do not produce seeds, we study Pteridophyta. That means Pteridophyta, Bryophyta and Thallophyta come under one category of not producing any seeds. So such types of plants are called as cryptogams. We studied that. So about Pteridophyta, let us first study. So Pteridophyta is the first land plant which has vascular bundles of tissues. That means it has xylem and phloem for water and for food conducting. First land plant, okay. So it has differentiated body. I have written it as RSL. RSL means here it has differentiated root, stem and leaf, right? It has a differentiated body. Not fully developed completely, but yes, to a level. It has differentiated body type which has root, stem and leaves. Next, as we know, vascular tissues are present in them. They reproduce through spores because they come under, they do not produce seeds. So since they are cryptograms, that is they do not produce any seeds, the mode of reproduction is asexual type of reproduction, that is reproduction is done by spore formation. We studied in our previous class what is spore formation. Examples, Marsilia, fern, horsetails, etc. Now again I repeat the same thing. You remember two examples of each classification type, that will be more than enough. More the numbers you remember, you get confused, right? So for each kingdom classification, for example, under Plantae kingdom, we study now many types. Thallophyta, Bryophyta, now Pteridophyta. Then we come to phanerogams which produce seeds. In that gymnosperms, angiosperms. Make a point of remembering two examples perfectly. So here fern and horsetail, they are quite easy to remember. So these are the example of Pteridophyta. Quite simple. Now we move on to the next one, under vascular tissues which produce seeds. They are called as phanerogams. Phanerogams are the types of plants which produce seeds. Now again when we talk about which produce seeds, there again we have two types which bear naked seeds and bear seeds inside the fruit. So which bear naked seeds are called as gymnosperms and which bear seeds inside the fruit are called as angiosperms. So what are gymnosperms here? Gymnosperms, the word gymnos means naked, sperma means seed. That is why the name gymnosperms which have bare and naked seeds. So again, this has a well differentiated body. That means it has root, stem and leaves. Again, vascular tissues are present because they come under vascular tissues. Next, naked seeds without fruits and flowers. That means these will produce seeds but these are not producing any fruits or flowers, right? What are the examples? Now before examples, let us first know what is one feature of gymnosperm type of plants are. They are perennial, evergreen and woody. Now perennial, evergreen and woody means the word itself, evergreen, right? That means they are long lasting. They have a very long life. They last for, they come under all season. It is not that it only grows well in this particular season. Perennial, evergreen. Evergreen in the sense forever. You can see it is a very long lasting plant. For example, pine, cypress, etc. So these are the examples of gymnosperms. Now we'll move on to the next one, angiosperms. So the word angion means covered, sperma means seed. So the name given here is angiosperms. Now in gymnosperms when we discuss, so these are naked seeds without fruits and flowers, right? That means there is only seed. There is no fruit and there is no flower. They do not bear any fruit and flower. But wherein angiosperms, they are flower bearing plants, right? And these flowers will further grow or mature into a fruit, right? So seeds are there inside the fruit. So what will these seeds do? Embryo in the seeds. Now about seeds, when we talk about, the embryo in the seed will have a structure called as a cotyledon. We discussed yesterday about this. Cotyledon is nothing but if it has one cotyledon or two cotyledons. So embryo in the seeds have a structure called cotyledons. These cotyledons will further germinate to form a new seed again, right? About that you study in your 10th grade. So now we will understand about the cotyledons. That is, a seed having a single cotyledon is called as a monocot, and a seed having two cotyledons is called as a dicot, right? So that's what I've written here, one cotyledon and two cotyledon. We discussed yesterday what do you mean by two cotyledons and what do you mean by one cotyledon. You can separate the seed easily. So that is two cotyledons. Where you cannot separate it, in case if you cut it, it is broken. So that is single cotyledon. Next, now only when you look at the seed, like for example as we discussed, monocot, to differentiate between a monocot and a dicot, or single cotyledon and two cotyledon, only on that basis we do not differentiate a monocot and a dicot. There are several other things also. For example, by looking at the leaf of a particular plant, we can bifurcate or we come to know whether this plant will bear a single seed or two seed. Or looking at the root of the plant, also we come to a conclusion that whether this comes under single cotyledon or two cotyledons, that is monocot and dicot. So the second difference what we find in monocot is monocots have fibrous root and dicot have taproot. That means, see, this is a root system. So these are fibrous. Okay, just roots are spread. They might be long roots, but just the roots are spread. Now when I talk about the taproot is like a network. For example, now this is the root. Okay. From this root, I have a network. From this network, there goes another two roots. From this network, there goes another one. Are you getting my point? So, from one root, there flows a network of several other roots. So, that is taproot and this is fibrous root. Okay? You have network of root, combination. From one single root, several other roots grow. From that root, again several other roots. So, that is taproot. So all dicot have a taproot system, all monocot have a fibrous root system. Then about the plants, about how is the leaf. Now when you take a monocot, monocots will have a parallel venation in a leaf. For example, now if this is a leaf, monocots have single line like this. Right? Now, for example, if you take a coconut tree now, to give you an example, or a grass if you take, how is the lines or the venation in the leaves if you have seen? They have a parallel lines, right? Correct? For example, now take a mango tree, right? Take a leaf of a mango tree. So how it is? This is how typically we draw a leaf. We draw a vein in between. From that vein, again we draw like this. Am I right? So this is reticulate venation and this is parallel venation. One single line. Usually grass will have just one line. Coconut tree, those leaves, how it is there? One line in that. Parallel venation. So based on the venation in the leaves also, we come to a conclusion that this is a monocot which produces single cotyledon and it is a dicot produces two cotyledon. Examples of monocot is rice, maize, etc. Dicot is pea, peanuts, etc. So these are the examples of monocot and dicot. That is under angiosperms depending on the cotyledons. So there we complete the kingdom Plantae. So what all we studied under this? We studied, or basically I can tell you that under kingdom Plantae we just bifurcated them in terms of cryptograms and phanerograms. Cryptograms which do not produce seeds, phanerograms which produce seeds. So under them Thallophyta, Bryophyta and Pteridophyta. We studied about that. So some were aquatic, some were both aquatic and land, and again in that we had having vascular tissues which do not have vascular tissues, and under vascular tissue we studied if they have seeds, they are producing seeds and they are not producing seeds, and if they are producing seeds, how are they producing? Outside the naked seeds or inside the fruit? Outside naked seeds means they do not produce any fruits or flowers. Bare naked seed inside the fruit means they produce flowers which further mature to a fruit, right? So if they are producing these seeds inside a fruit, that means they have a seed inside the fruit. That seed again depends on the cotyledon, how many? 1 or 2. That we name it as a monocot and dicot. So this is all about a Plantae kingdom, right? Now we are left with only the last kingdom in the classification, that is Animalia kingdom, that is animal kingdom. We have a huge classification again in Animalia kingdom. We initially bifurcate animal kingdom in terms of cellular organization and in terms of tissue organization. There again you have subdivisions. So we will be studying in detail about animal kingdom in our next session. So in today's class, if you have any doubt, you can call on the same day of the video set. Thank you.